Since last week, GBPUSD have been a little resistant, you know, to give us this what we actually expected of it. All right, but then it's not what we expect that we should expect. It's what the market wants to do that we should expect. Okay, so we expect the market to do what it actually wants to do instead of what we expect of it. All right, instead of what we actually want to see. So now we've had our buy side liquidity taken. All right, without market mitigating this demand that we expected it to mitigate before taking out the buy side liquidity. So now that the buy side has been taken, what's next? Okay, what's next? We could say that this is some form of a break. Okay, although it wasn't a body break, but we can still call it one for one or two reasons. All right, for one or two reasons. Take this out. What happened here is that we had a sweep. This is the sweep, so this is pretty much it. What happened here is that we had a sweep, and after the sweep, price gave us what kind of reaction, and now we've had a break. Okay, we've had a break above our main high. So what do we do? This area is still of interest to me. I'm still interested in this area, because regardless of what happens, the likelihood of price, after high impact news, taking out everything just to mitigate this is above 70%, I would say. So I still have an eye on this POI right here, okay? Because whatever happens, this high over here has to be gone, okay? Whatever happens, this high is actually supposed to go. Okay, this is considered to be uh, uh our main high, all right, where we expect market to take out before we anticipate a new low to be formed. All right, because looking at the weekly time frame, this is the highest of this swing. Okay, this is the highest of this swing. So if this is the highest of this swing and now there is some kind of low formed, what do we expect? All right, we expect market to do what? Take this high out, give us a new high. Okay, take this high out before we anticipate a new low. So probably going to be something like this. This reaction, all right, we take it out and then we come all the way down this low to take this, okay, and then we push much further. All right, that's my opinion. All right, this is just an opinion I'm just laying out. So let's focus on the main goal. The main goal is actually looking for a setup, all right, which is yet to happen. Right, and by yet to happen, I mean we can all see that the daily candle hasn't closed yet. Okay, which is what we are actually looking out for. We want to see the daily candle close about this high, all right, indicating a continuation. And once that happens, I'll be interested in seeing everything over here wiped, all right, before we get the move we are actually looking for. Other than that, there is this thing I'm seeing here that kind of um Right, so this is it. I'm seeing something here now that there has been liquidity taken. All right, we have our buy side taking though, but what I'm seeing here tells me that this supply, I'm sorry, this demand right here is actually making magic, and by that I mean this. All right, we have liquidity taking, and then a couple, V shape, a couple candles causing a V shape being formed here, and then our main low. All right, so this is considered a swing structure. All right, from this low to this high. All right, I see this as a swing structure, and in every swing structure, for a swing structure to be significant enough, all right, to hold on to trades, there has to be a structural liquidity. All right, and this structural liquidity happens, in my opinion, to be this very low right here, which happens to be Friday's lows. When you look at the daily time frame, it's clearer. All right, that it happened to be Friday's lows. So once the daily candle closed, all right, when the daily candle closed, I'll be putting my entry here, just here. Stops 35 pips, and the target 1050 pips. So right, points actually, which is 105 pips, just 3 hours. All right, my target is going to be just 3 hours after from this point. All right. So this is it. This is what I'll be expecting on GBPUSD, but it has to be after the daily candles closure. Okay, so once that happens, this is going to be a complete setup. For now, it's not. Okay, for now it's not, but then we still keep it in mind. All right, so this is it. This is pretty much it, and thank you for watching. Thank you for your time and energy. Just stopping by to open up my video. I mean, I'm grateful. It takes a lot. All right, the kind of forces that struggles in our minds to make a decision. It's very very crazy. All right, kind of almost unbearable, but everyone has to make a decision, right? Everyone has a decision to make, and every decision has its consequences, which is why I'm trying my very best to not make yours a negative consequence. All right, I'm trying to make sure that the decision you made to click on my video, to open it, the time you took to watch my video, is worth it. All right, that's what we are doing. So thank you. I'll keep you posted. So I made mention of I made mention of expecting GBPUSD. I'm currently on a 1 hour's time frame, so I made mention of expecting GBPUSD to give me a body break. Sorry, to give me a daily candle closure. All right, about this high, and this is what happened. Okay, we actually had our daily candle close above this, which which meant this setup actually was valid. Okay, so this setup, right? This is what I mean. This is the setup I'm talking about. I expected GBPUSD to give me a body break above this high, and that's exactly what happened. Okay, so now I think this is a complete setup that I'll be willing to take. Okay, so this is it. This is pretty much it. There is nothing more to do here. I'll just go ahead and execute. That'll be it. Okay, so we have these lows which happen to be Friday's lows, and I'll expect price to do whatever it wants to do, but then when it comes here, all right, I'll expect it to do what? Continue higher. Okay, with that being said, I still have an eye on this area right here. I still have an eye on this area because on the 4 hours time frame you could see that this whole thing is a 4 hour swing structure. All right, that's being formed. So I'd want to see price dip into this. I don't know when that's going to happen, but probably after a high impact news. All right, after let's say a negative GBP news or a positive USD news. Okay, so however it goes, I expect market to take um all these areas out. Okay, take all these areas out, and then give me that confirmation I need for a further buy. All right, but for now I'm going to stick to this particular setup I had yesterday. Okay, I'm going to stick to this. All right, so it's just 3 hour. All right, 35 pips SL, and then I think I'll have to make an adjustment to my SL, which means using looking for an area. Okay, so this is it. Maybe I'll use this. Okay, so 30 pips I think will do for 990. Sorry. All right. So I think this is it. This is pretty much what I'll be doing. Nothing more than that. I'll do nothing more than this now. Now this is my setup. I would like to see market come as low as this, taking out Friday's lows. All right. And that's it. Okay, so on a daily time frame, you could see it's very clear here that Friday was kind of, we actually closed bearish. All right. Friday's candle gave us about a sell rejection actually. All right, the sells were rejected, and now Monday has closed above last week's highs, which happens to be Tuesday's highs. Okay, so I'd like to see Friday being taken and then a continuation. All right, so thank you for watching, and I'll keep you posted. All right, I'll keep you posted. Okay, so GBPUSD, as said, we've had a new high being formed around here. Okay, which makes this a complete structure. All right, which makes this whole thing a complete swing structure. And this area is going to be sorry area where we expect buyers, early buyers actually, to be taken out. Okay, so I'll be expecting price to come as low as this, taking out everything over here, and then we have the buy we are expecting. That's if market has any intention of buying at all. Okay, we should expect it from here. Otherwise, if this low fails, all right, if this low fails, we have a failure. Sorry, a failure here. Alright, if price fails to, if this low fails to hold, alright, you are going to have to expect this one to be taken. Okay, I'm sorry, this one rather. Yeah. Okay, so let me low low A. Alright, so this is low A, and if low A fails, sorry, if low B, alright, this is going to be low B. Okay, so if low B fails to hold, if price doesn't give us a buy continuation from here, alright, we should expect sorry, a buy reversal. Okay, if price doesn't give us a buy reversal from here, we should expect a sell continuation. Alright, that means seeing price break below this. I mean, if this low is broken, right, definitely if price fails to take out this high, if price fails to get back up there from this point, it's definitely going to take away this area. Okay, so once that happens, we should expect these lows to be continued, all right, at least until this one is taken, until low A is taken. Okay, so I would like to see sorry, I would like to see low B fail, okay, before I focus on selling, or I make any other decisions I would like to make. But for now, I'm going to hold on to this setup. All right, you have liquidity being taken here, break of structure, and before a break of structure, we have this pullback, which happened to be last Friday's lows. Okay, and after last Friday's lows, we had a spike. All right, we had a break of structure. So this is the V shape that we've been looking for. This happens to be type D of Darcy's system. Okay, so there's a low being taken, price gives a pullback and then break the high that took out the low. Okay, so once something like this happens, however high price goes, we would like to see it come as low as taking this out and then continue. Okay, so that's what we should expect, and that's exactly what's happened. Right, this is our V shape. This right here is my V shape. This is the area where I would like to see early traders get stopped out while I join the main move. Okay, that's if we don't have any intention of continuing low. So this is pretty much all I have on GBPUSD, and I'll keep you posted. Okay, thank you. All right, it's the end of the week, and this is GBPUSD. I had my setup here yesterday. I mean, I actually had it somewhere around Monday, let's say. Okay, after this high was broken, so I expected market to, um, to get into this area and then give me a continuation. And then I said again that if this low fails to hold, all right, if this low fails to hold, um, the next area we are going to look out for is this. Why is that? Because we had we already had this set up. Because I already have had this setup right here that I wanted to, see a reaction around it before I join. Okay, before I get in. But what happened is um, we actually took this trade. I took this trade instead. All right. While still having in mind that, while still having in mind that we could, just have our setup run through. All right. Due to the fact that there is a more significant area beneath our setup. Okay. So now that this has happened, all right. Now that we've had our trade, you know, result in loss, what am I going to do? Okay. I found this. All right. I found this. We had a sweep here. Okay. And then after the sweep, there was a wick. This low was wicked. And after this wick, there was an actual break. Let's go to the daily time frame for a more clearer view. So this is what I mean. Okay. We had a sweep here. After the sweep, there was a wick here. This guy, this is it. Okay. And then after the wick, there was a main break. So we we should consider this whole thing the main swing structure, which has a liquidity sweep. All right. And a swing structure that has liquidity swept is considered to be a significant one. Why do I say so? Because if liquidity um, 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 is sitting somewhere and then there is an area, all right, an area that looks obvious around that liquidity zone, that area is probably going to be the trap. What I mean by that is that area is definitely going to fail, okay, before working out. That's what most likely happens. But when there is liquidity taken, all right, and then there is a structural liquidity, okay, this is the next obvious area, which means price will also take it out, mitigating the main area and then going higher. All right, so having that in mind, I should consider this whole thing, right? The main swing structure, okay, and then this our area of mitigation, our area of supply. This is going to be our structural liquidity. So on the 4 hours time frame, you could see that's what's actually happened. All right, and when this liquidity was taken, when this sweep happened, okay, this is where market got to. All right, before we had this movement, okay. So I'm going to see what market does next week and what do I expect. Okay, so since there has been a break below this, since there has been a break below this, I should expect a new low to be formed before I'm actually convinced that there's going to be more sales. Okay, so I would like to see market either mitigate this mitigate this. Okay, and then break this low. Sorry, break this low. Okay, so I like to see an engineer liquidity around here. Okay, and then a break of structure. So once this happens, I'll use this as my entry and then target this low. Okay, so now I'm actually focused on seeing what market does before I start looking out for what I want to look out for. Okay, which means this setup. Let me take this out. Sorry, which means this setup over here is not going to be any of sorry, it's not going to be uh, um to be on our list anymore. All right, let me put it the right way. It's not going to be on my mind anymore. I'm going to go ahead and delete it. All right. So although we don't have a confirmation that market is actually going lower, okay, all we see is just liquidity being taken out and then a couple movements. So for now, all I want to see is see price do what it wants to do. So on a 1 hour time frame, this is it. Okay, this is it. I would like to see what I want to see. All right, before I join, and when I get the sell from this area, all right, when I get a sell, this low is going to be my target. That's if market doesn't take it out beforehand. Okay, but needless to say that this area could still hold. We don't know how long it's going to push price, but the possibility of price doing something crazy around here is very high. Okay, so we could just have this kind of push before the sell begins. All right, so you could have that. You could have this. All right, if you're lucky, you can catch a couple hours. Do your 3 hour and then you're out. So you could be out before the sell continues. All right. And now all market is doing is telling us what it wants to do. All right. Although not clearly, but I could see that sellers are actually coming in, and our main target is this low. Why is that? Because there is an equal point around here when this low was formed. Right, it built an equal point around this point. Instead of taking this low out, it couldn't. Instead, it came as close as it could get, and then went back up. So now the price is giving us that sell intent. What I'm looking out for is that we take this out, and after this, maybe, right, just maybe we could get the main buy we've been waiting for all this while. So this is pretty much what I have on GBPUSD, and I'll keep you posted. I hope we all have a great week ahead. All right, let's steady towards the week coming. Um, refine our edges and attack again as we always do. So thank you for watching once again, and I'll keep you posted.